Mercury aspects Uranus. So what is Mercury aspects Uranus? Mercury is the way you think. It deals with the mind. It deals with communication. Uranus is a planet of uniqueness, being different, being weird. And so when we got Mercury, the mind is unique. The mind is intuitive. The mind is claircognizance. It's when you get downloads of information out of nowhere. Uranus like different things. It got a mind that's about the truth, and this is a mind that's humanitarian, that's friendly to the environment and to energy. So this mind here is friendly. It's like people that's be themselves. It like different minds that's unique. It's a free thinker mind. So this mind like people who are free thinkers. And so this is when you're talking about Mercury aspects Uranus or Uranus. So with this aspects here, these people got a scientific mind and they speak their truth. They are so different. They love to be different, and they don't want you to suppress their mind. So these people are your scientists, your intuitive genius. This type of mind they have to create new inventions and new things. They're very creative, and they always want to advance and grow. But also, they have a fixed mind. When they just know, they know. But sometimes they appear to not know. We're going to get to the Mercury aspects part of it. Now, when this is Mercury conjunction Uranus, this is Mercury intertwining with Uranus together as one. So when they are one, they do good together because Mercury is the mind and Uranus is higher mind. So this mind can go on all levels, not only analyze and be detail oriented. This is one of the best, highly intuitive and respect the mind, because they're going to make you respect them and their differences. And if you don't, you won't see them around. Or they're going to give you a battle, because this is the rebellious mind. It rebelled against your thoughts and your concepts if they figure that it isn't all that. It isn't, because they know that the way you thinking ain't the way, and they got a higher perspective. But sometimes they can be wrong. So this is where the battle starts, and they rebel for the sake of it because they're trying to create a new way of thinking. So this will help them come up with ideas. And so you got Mercury conjunction Uranus. This is all of you. All of everything I spoke of is you. When you got Mercury conjunction Uranus, everything I just spoke of is you. I'm speaking of you. I'm speaking of all of the Mercury aspects. So you need to hear this whole, everything I speak of, you need to hear everything that I speak of. All the aspects, because if you hear all the aspects, you get a better understanding. Because what I'm describing, not only do you speak differently, but you got ways to come up with new ways of speaking, new ways of thinking. So you make a great philosopher, not only a scientist, but also a great detective. Because you intuitively know what people need in life. You know what's missing and how people can unite and come together. You're here to bring new ways with your scientific genius, ways of thinking. And so people always admire and respect your mind. And if they suppress your mind, you'll fight for it. Because you're a freedom-loving individual, so you'll fight to be free. Not only fight for your mind, but fight for communication purposes too. So it's very important. So what you speak of in your mind is very important. So you're outspoken. You be very blunt, very crucial, and very rebellious against individuals, even for the sake of it, when it comes to the mind and communication. And so now, since this is all like the Mercury aspects in general, but this is conjunction, I already just described the conjunction, because the conjunction can play either way. It could act like a new jack, which is a sextile, or it can act like a trine, which means you can avoid this energy all along, because this is a gift. You can avoid this gift, or you can act like it's a square and have hard times with being different and stuff like that. Or it could play out where you don't care about your higher mind or really speaking or have trouble speaking. Now, we're going to get to the aspects in a minute. I just described the Mercury conjunction Uranus. I just described all that because the Mercury conjunction could play through all of them. So this part of, they are blending in. So when they blend in like that, they're part of each other. They're not separated. So it knows all the aspects. Now, when you go to Mercury Trine Uranus, this is your gift. Everything I spoke of the Mercury conjunction, this is your natural gift. And what makes it bad that it's so natural to, you can avoid your talent and your gift. As long as you don't avoid your talent and your gift, you'll win. You can just keep that to the side so natural. Just like, for example, I can move my fingers. It's natural. And so this is so natural to you until you can forget about it, sometimes. You know what I mean? So, and your gift is to be able to see the big picture and create something new and be the inventive mind to invent in this reality, and also the humanitarian soul to bring people together and unite through great philosophy and through new ways of thinking and communicating. And this is your gift. So your gift is to be that scientist, to be the truth speaker, to be that philosopher, to be that different individual of thinking. So if you think like somebody else, you will lose. So this is your gift. This is your gift. Now, if it was Mercury Sextile Uranus, if you got this placement, it's all of what I have spoken, which means it's Mercury in conjunction and it's Mercury Trine, everything I've spoken of, but it's your potential now, which means that the energy is there. You just got to reach out and just go for it. Go for it. You got the energy, you got the potential, and you see the potential that you have, which means you see what you can do. You see that your mind is powerful and you're intuitive, but you got to put into work. It don't take that much work because it's the easy aspect. And so you just got to go for it and use your mind and to the best of your ability, and you become just like Mercury conjunction Uranus, which means on the upside. You'll be that scientific mind, that genius. I think I got, no, I don't have this replacement. I have, I don't know if I have this placement, but like I said, Mercury Sextile is your potential, would mean that you got to open up to it. It'd be all of the traits of Mercury conjunction Uranus or Mercury Trine Uranus. You just got to open up to this potential till you master yourself to reach that. And when you reach that level, you'll be just as good as Mercury conjunction Uranus on the positive side. So it's just that the conjunction is just like this part of them, like they can go through all the traits as part of who they are, part of their mind state. And Trine is just a natural gift. I mean, they could use it or they couldn't use it. And Sextile is your potential. I mean, it's up to you to grow in it and to kind of power. It's easy for you to grow in this type of energy, and you love it. So you appreciate it when you do grow in it. You can teach other people how to have a higher mind and teach them about their higher self and come with different ways where they can learn from you. Now, it is Mercury square Uranus. Mercury square Uranus is more like that Mercury is against being different. They have a hard time being different. No, they're not against. It's cause that's opposition. They have a hard time on being different. They have a hard time like being yourself. Well, people always blaming you. You know what I mean? And they see you as weird and stuff like that. You have a hard time. You go through it when dealing with your mind. You might communicate slow. You might can't speak that well. You might can't speak that well, or you may have trouble with your mind. And so this is when Mercury square Uranus. I mean that you have a hard time being different and unique, and you have a hard time carrying it out and expressing yourself. And you will go through it, and you will learn from that, and you will be one of the best when it comes to this energy, because you'll be the best teacher, the best teacher of how this energy works. So anybody who go through experiences, they become the best teacher. So you can be the best healer, come up with good concepts of how people can elevate in their mind. So you be the best teacher of this aspect, because the squares is where most people succeed, and oppositions is where most people succeed after they override their difficulties and understand the energy and bring them together and balance. So now, if you got square It means that you will go through it with people in your childhood, through education in school and learning, to do with school and learning also. So that's all it means. You will go through it and stuff like that. I'm trying to watch out for that beef, but that wasp. But you will go through to have a hard time. But after a while though, you'll be good though. You'll be good after you master yourself. Once you understand the energy. Yes, and you'll be that great scientist, that great genius, that great detective, that a great investigator, and you got to work extra hard to get there. The energy is there. You just got to work hard and balance it out and learn from your experience, and you will get there. You got the energy, it's strongly in you. See, squares are very strong, so strong to just the power force that's give you the hard time. Now, when you got Mercury opposition Uranus, this is your mind opposing being different. They don't want to be different. The man want to feed on other people's knowledge and information. The man opposed communicating, might don't want to communicate more, or vice versa. The man want to be different and try so hard to be different, and always want to rebel against everybody's thoughts and ways of doing things, and always want to and can be very argumentative. So the same thing with the square as Mercury and Uranus, you could be very rebellious against people's ideas and thoughts and be rebellious. Same thing as the opposition. Opposition, you could oppose the way a person thinks differently. You could oppose different thoughts to people being different. You could oppose that. You could oppose people communicating different, and they got to communicate in a particular way. And you can oppose education and don't want to be under the system. You might oppose learning in general, and just want to listen to your intuition, and you wonder why you be off a lot because you didn't bring your logic with your intuition. So Uranus deal with intuition. So this how the energy play out. It'll be all of the traits of Mercury conjunction Uranus. It'll be all of these traits. It'll be all of these traits put together. It'll be, that means this is the personality when you got Mercury conjunction Uranus, and how it play out. When it's Mercury conjunction Uranus, this is you. This is you. You can play through all of them. So when it's Mercury trine Uranus, this your gift. So you got to utilize your gift and your talents. Now, sextile, you got to grow in it and activate it and try to master this energy. The energy is there. It'll be easy for you to master. Now, when you got Mercury square Uranus, you have a hard time with this energy. And so you have to balance it out and get yourself right. You'll go through it and you suffer, but that suffering will bring you success at the end. There's a limitation with the squares. Now, when you got Mercury opposing Uranus, you're opposing something that you need. So once you learn that Uranus could be a good part of you, and you bring this energy together and balance it out, you know what I mean? Bring it together, this how you win. You will go through it, you'll oppose everything that deal with uniqueness and different, like thoughts, different mind, different beings, until you learn that we're here to be different, all this stuff here. Once you learn, then you win. So now, that's all I got to say. I'm King Lit, and I bring you this light. It gets no realer than this. I say, what a sunny day.